reunited, and it feels so good. After years and years of their ongoing feud, Bethenny Frankel and Jill Zarin finally reunited. Jill made an appearance on her former Real Housewives of New York co-star's hit podcast, Just Be, and they talked through a lot of their issues, including the time the Skinny Girl founder showed up with RHONY cameras at Jill's late husband, Bobby Zarin's funeral.
Tells me Jill says Bobby would have loved when he was. Hold on, let's get real. Andy said to me that when Bobby was in the hospital or when he was sick, that you said to him he would love you to cover this or to see this or something like that. He loved the show and that you wanted there to be coverage of. Like, not meaning him being very sick, but him when he was ailing.
To do something do something. That is true.
Okay,
that is true.
He said that.
It was an overall thing, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to just tell you this, and then you know this is the truth.
Hold on, but then he said in the thing, I'm just telling you what he said, then you can respond.
I got you.
Then he said, Jill said you could bring the cameras to the funeral. That's what he said to me.
But Jill claimed that if that was true, Bravo would have needed a release from her, which they allegedly did not get.
Hand to God, should Bobby
give me a second, because I first didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want to do with it. And then, yes, I thought she wants them there, and I know you. And I thought, and by the way, you weren't upset that it...
I didn't sue them because I wasn't upset with the way they handled it.
I'm going to get to how I really feel about that, and it's going to be fairly explosive, and it's going to be a fairly big statement in a second, because I got to process that, because if I were home, I'd be like on a couch thinking... I had no idea, No, because what you're saying is I watched a funeral for reality television.
Well, that's what Bethenny. That's what Ramona was saying. Is
no, of course.
I had no idea the cameras were going to be there.
Forget the other. Okay,
no, I'm just saying that nobody knew. I didn't know.
Right. Okay. So,
and by the way, you know when I found out? When it aired, when the commercial started in January, and I saw myself and you on every single commercial for the entire season was me and you making up.
Disgusting.
And I had no idea.
The new podcast episode comes just a day after the new RHONY reboot aired, which has a whole new cast of women. On a recent episode of Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap, Jenna, Uba, and Sai all promised the new show was in a
better than ever. I love it. How does it feel to be ready for everyone to really see this show? It's been a lot of anticipation.
Yes, I think we're all excited. I think I'm a little bit nervous, but I also think we're not looking at it as RHONY being back. Like, I think this is a new era. I think a lot of people keep trying to compare this to the previous one, but this is different.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun ride. It's funny, it's humorous. We all have a very good relationship with one another. I mean, sometimes they make me sick, but today I really love them. So I think it's going to be great.
She means it.
It's always a roller coaster watching the season, but generally the ladies come together at the end.
Yeah, we're like sisters.
Yes, exactly. That's a perfect comparison.
And some of them are just mean when they're hungry.
Guilty.
Uba, we know that you are very hungry all the time, which is so relatable.
Two of us.
Sai too.
We are very, we're the hangry twins.
Yes.
We cannot do anything without snacks or some sort of food.
I get it. I'm the same.
It's a mutual feeling.
Yes. And you gotta be snack. When we talk about snack, we mean like snack, not caviar.
Just basically feed us.
Right. I totally understand. Like bread, you need the carbs. Right. I get it. Yeah. And Jenna, your love for cheese is so it's so real.
Deep. I don't know who, I'm sorry, dill does not need to exist, but cheese, absolutely. I'm sorry.
I love how because I'm so guilty about my cheese love, but I love how you were like, I just love it. Yes. I was like,
it's a food group. There's no question.
But there's someone here who doesn't like cheese. That I didn't find out until a little bit later.
Until she was dipping her breadstick in her ginger ale, and I was like, something is wrong here, because she's not dipping it in the cheese.
No, is this real?
I do not want cheese lover to come for me.
But yeah, I think it's someone here who doesn't like cheese, and it's not me.
Stop.
It's not.
It's definitely not me.
It's so funny.
Cheese really does smells like some people armpit.
I know what you mean by that, but I just, and you know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Sai, you said something that I thought was interesting. You said this group didn't get up and marry rich men and hang out on yachts. So you guys have worked and you've really earned your everything you have. So how would you describe the lifestyles of this cast?
I mean, we do live very inspirational, aspirational lifestyles, but we have also worked very, very hard for it. You know, I don't think anything was given to any one of us.
Yeah.
You know, and then that is one of the things that makes us very, very different from the past housewives. Like, I know that Housewives has this whole negative connotation to it, but you know, it is a show, and this name is definitely progressing and it's changing, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to show you how much it's changing, but very much so we're working girls.
Yes.
You know, we're head of household over here. We're changing the narrative, and it feels really good.
Yeah.
We want to show other women you can live a very aspirational lifestyle, and there's nothing wrong with you working for it.
Yeah. Jenny, you said that you actually DM'd Andy when this came about, but not really thinking you were actually going to be cast.
Absolutely not. Well, first of all, I didn't really know. Like, someone told me, hey, they're doing a reboot of RHONY, and I didn't really know what that was. But they made a picture, took a picture of me off my Instagram and inserted it with all the other women. So I didn't realize that the reboot was a whole new cast. Like, so I said, and they were like, would you ever do it? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I mean, it seemed like fun, and so I DM'd Danny and sent him the picture, and with like a laughing, crying face, and then I posted. I was like, whoever I need to talk to, I'm available. It was totally a joke and for fun. Yeah. And here I am.
Well, I have to say, we all were, at least I know, I was such a fan of yours when you were at J. Crew and all your incredible work you did.
Thank you.
And when I found out about the casting, it was like, oh my God, that is a great idea.
I mean, it was definitely not the most obvious career shift for me. I think there's a lot of reasons I decided to do it, but I also think, like, everyone has this idea of what you should be, what you should do, how you should act, and I was like, God, I've spent so much of my life doing exactly what I was supposed to do, following the path and trying to be like that, you know, good. And all of a sudden I was like, well, why? I can do this. Like, no one can tell me no, so why not?
I'm so happy.
Jenna's the wild card here.
Yeah. So good.
Wild card here.
Well, I think,
But no, it's true though. Like, why are we putting people in a box? What they can do, what they cannot do.
Yeah.
Like, it's great you're doing something different in this time of your life. You know, your child is older. Like, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, and you're in good company.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So when the idea came around for you ladies, how did that happen? Was it something that was pitched to you? Were you like, absolutely not, and then came around?
Yeah, for me, I think it was something that kind of worked out with maybe like a little sliding in the DM at first. But no, it felt very organic. You know, Bravo reached out and said they were interested, and you know, when I found out that it was going to be a complete reboot, I was very interested as well. I thought that this could be great to be part of franchise history and also represent New York City, and this is a city that I love so much, so it very much so is an honor. And then on top of it, pairing it with, you know, people who are in my social circle that I know of, I thought was a really, really great idea. So I was on board.
Yeah. For me, I was like, they're not gonna take me. I don't even.
Why?
I don't even have a cat or a dog or a plant, a husband, or nothing. Like, I am not nothing but a housewife. Don't you have to have some sort of like a plant at least in the house? You know, by plant a fit.
you have paintings. You
Yeah,
have a lot
You
of
do.
paintings.
You have lots of paintings.
So I was like, it would have been nice, like, to be able to like present New York and stuff. But I was like, housewife, isn't this when they're like beating each other and like it's not a very good representation of women. But the way they say it is like, listen, we want to do something completely different. We want to do something better. We want to find women that have their own business, they have their own jobs. And I was like, you know what? It doesn't hurt to just go and listen. Yeah. And then here I am.
And here she is.
Yeah. But I did say yes because of the girls who are like, because they give you the list of the friends that are around. And I was like, they're all mothers. They're all like people that I admire and want to. I was like, this is great. Yeah. So I'm very grateful to be here. I don't even know how I'm here, but here I am. That's me.
Well, I know how you're a very successful model, entrepreneur, a million things. So you don't
anything but a housewife.
No, you don't need a dog.
I think we're all anything but a housewife.